You are listening to an Audiobox original story. Please like and subscribe, and I will create more stories for your listening pleasure.
The Bathhouse Chapter 2. The Break-In. Glia opened her purse, took out her keys, and began to fiddle with the sticky lock to her apartment door. She had been meaning to replace the lock for some time, but always kept putting it off. Come on, dang door. She jiggled the key and gave it a stern twist. Finally, the door opened. Definitely time to replace this old lock, she thought, as she closed the door with a thud. It had always been a little tricky to get opened, but she never had that much trouble before. It's like someone had messed with it and made it worse. She walked in. "Everything seems to be in order," she said out loud to herself as she combed the place for anything out of the ordinary. Her apartment was on the small side. The kitchen and dining room seemed to share the same space, and her living room was pretty much her bedroom. Studio apartments in Japan were never that large, and still cost more than most people would care to pay. But an agent's life was simple, and there was no need for anything larger. It was just her anyway, though she always wanted to get a cat to keep her company. The walls in her apartment were dark gray, and she had a picture of a traditional Japanese dancer hanging over her bed. Her place was decorated simple, not much furniture, but a few pieces of art she brought from a gallery nearby. Glia stopped next to the armrest of her sofa. She looked behind it, making sure no one was hiding. Her heart calmed when she found no one was there. She traipsed to the small cloister that led to her kitchen. It was then she knew someone had rummaged through her belongings. The mail on her kitchen table had been rearranged as if someone were flipping through it. Glia always kept her mail in order by delivery, and it was definitely not in order. Glia drew her gun. She moved like a panther and pulled out a small flashlight that was tucked away behind her kitchen counter, then flipped her circuit breaker, killing all the power in the apartment before making way to the only place she hadn't checked. And with a swift kick, the bathroom door flew open. The window had been shattered, and a few droplets of blood stained the tile floor. She panned around with the flashlight and noticed a note that was tapped to the mirror of her medicine cabinet. She looked at the note, taking a few steps closer till her thighs were pressed against the counter. She squinted her eyes, leaning forward to read. "Purgatory, its degenerate lapdogs, and their seed will be brought to their knees," the note read. Gilia sighed softly. Purgatory is the underground name of the company she works for, the name used when they are behaving more as a mafia than a business. So this note had to be left by a rival business, or a gang, but definitely someone who knows about purgatory. Either way, this was something they would be forced to investigate, no doubt, because the writer of the note also knows about CDs. That is very underground. Glia didn't know of CD until 8 years of working for the company as an agent, so whoever this was not just an ordinary team member. Glia went and switched the power to the apartment back on. Whoever left the note was gone. And the droplets of blood were not fresh, so the intruder must have been there last night when she was at the bathhouse. But who would break into my place, she thought. At that moment, the apartment phone rang. She let it ring until the answering machine was triggered. "Glia, Glia, if you are there, pick up." "It's me, Rayon. Pick up, please." Glia hesitated for a second as Rayon's voice echoed through her apartment, then picked up the phone. Rayon was breathing heavy, and his voice was frantic. "Rayon," Glia said with a stern voice. "What do you want? Thank goodness you picked up. I need you to meet me tonight. I'm not sure if your phone is secure enough for me to tell you what is happening right now. But the short version is, I was followed when I went to see you last night, and I ended up having to leave through your bathroom window. I'm sorry for the mess, but someone entered your place behind me, and I had no choice but to escape through the back alley." Glia took a step back, paused, and with a stern tone said, "How the hell can I trust you? You tried to kill me, and if they didn't put you down like a dog, I'd be wearing a toe tag. What the heck is going on with you? And why would you leave a note in my bathroom? I think you need to get help before you end up killing someone or yourself. You are getting out of control." "Note?" Rayon said. "I didn't leave a note." "Glia, listen, I think we are all in danger. Please meet me tonight in 1 hour at the place where we had our first coffee. You know the one I'm talking about." Glia frowned and narrowed her eyes. "You're stepping out of your place, Seed. Don't forget who the handler is here. You respect me and obey my orders. Rayon stopped talking and sighed. Yes, ma'am. Forgive me, I meant no disrespect. I just believe we need to stick together. I know I can trust you. So please, try and trust me. I will tell you everything face to face when you get here. Please, Glia, meet me in an hour. Glia shook her head. This does not make any sense. Even further, it is on the verge of violating what is permissible for you, CD. But, okay, I will meet you, and I will not hesitate to shoot you this time if you flip out again. Glia hung up the phone and was kind of creeped out. She didn't know what to believe, but she had to get some answers. Glia gave her apartment one last sweep, clearing the shards of glass scattered across the bathroom floor and doing her best to patch the broken window for the time being. Satisfied that everything was as secure as she could make it, she grabbed her purse, fastened the Glock 19 into the side holster strapped to her right thigh, and headed out.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe so I can bring you more original stories, and please feel free to comment and share your thoughts. It will be much appreciated. Please come back and visit because more chapters are on the way. Thanks again.